Today we will going to learn about class 11 CBSE Microeconomics Consumers Equilibrium. Consumers Equilibrium is the first topic in consumers behavior. Consumers Equilibrium, demand, different elasticities of demand. These three important topic we will be going to discuss in this unit 2 in consumers behavior. So first we will discuss about the consumers equilibrium. Before discussing about consumers equilibrium, I want to share something related with the consumer with all of you. See, you all know that a consumer is the main decision maker of consumption pattern. Definitely. We all are knowing that consumer is Godfather. Okay, consumer is God for all of us. Because without the existence of consumer, we cannot say that there will be the possibility of existence of any of the market. And that's why we can say that a consumer is the main decision maker. We are thinking that we are only the person, I am only the person, the Google only the person, the Facebook, the Instagram is only the person who has created this kind of unique product. But no, friends. I want to clear this point that the consumer is the main decision maker who decide that which side or in which direction the waves of market will be turned on. He is the final one who will decide all these things, and the main objective behind all this thing is only and only one: to maximize his satisfaction level. Consumer only tend to get the maximum level of satisfaction level from the consumption of any of the commodity, any of the good, any of the services. So here first we will understand about the consumer, the different patterns related with the equilibrium, consumers equilibrium. Okay, so we all this thing we will see in detail only. Let's see that how consumer decides the pattern of the market. See, we all know that the main thing in any of the market depends upon the demand, that how much that product, that particular commodity, that particular product is having demand in the market. So demand means what? First we need to know about demand. See, we are having next lesson demand only, but before that we will just see the short summary related with the demand. Demand means the quantity of goods. Demand means the quantity of goods which the consumer consumes at different prices and at different level of income. Definitely, demand is that thing only. If you will think that I am having the desire that I want to purchase America, then that is not called as your demand. That is your desire. And I cannot say that desire will be always demand. Yes, definitely we can desire for any of the commodity, any of the product. Whatever is not in our boundary points about that also we can get the desire. But demand is something different with that of the desire. So demand means the quantity of goods and services which the consumer consumes at different price levels and at different level of income. Yes, my income is different, your income is different. And on the basis of that level of income, your demand is different, my demand is different. Suppose according to my level, if I be supposed to just demand a particular mobile phone which cost only 20,000, not above that. I can go below that, but not above that. So on place of the same thing, if I think that Mukesh Ambani want to purchase a mobile, so he will not think that in between the limitation of 20,000 only he will be going to buy that. He is just supposed to have his own limitation. So at different price levels, the demand will be different. Okay. The main problem of consumer is related with how much quantity to be purchased and at what price level that much quantity will be purchased. This is the main problem related with that of the consumer. What is the main problem with the consumer? You all are consumer, so you all are knowing that if you will see any of the good or if you will see any of the services and you tend to get that good or that services into your consumption level, then first you need to decide that which quantity out of these 2 or 3 or more options available, or which commodity I will go to, which commodity I will purchase, and in how much quantity I will be going to purchase. First, that you need to decide. And according to consumer theory, actually not according to consumer theory only, according to demand theory also you can say. According to consumer theory or according to demand theory, a consumer always consumes that much quantity of good which maximizes his utility. Definitely, if I am the consumer, then I prefer that kind of goods and services which definitely maximizes my utility level. Friends, utility, that means what? It is very different. If you will say in dictionary, then you will get utility is equals to usefulness. But in economics, utility is totally different. Okay, it cannot be just assume that utility is equals to usefulness in economics. In dictionary, you will get this meaning, usefulness. If you will see this video up to the end continuously without pause or without missing any of the point, so you will know the different aspects or different concepts related with utility also. Okay friends, now according to consumer theory or according to demand theory, I can say according to consumer theory or according to demand theory, a consumer always consumes that much quantity of good which maximizes his or her utility. Yes, definitely. If I am the consumer, then I will obviously purchase or I will obviously consume that much quantity only which maximizes my utility level. Here, utility, that means what? Now you will ask, sir, what do we mean by utility? So if you will refer dictionary, any of the dictionary, then you will get that utility is equals to usefulness. But in economics, I cannot say that utility is equals to usefulness. It is totally different. If you will see this video up to the end properly, then you will come to know the different concepts related with the utility which differ utility from that of the usefulness. Okay, so just see this video up to the end. So here utility means satisfaction derived from the commodity which is even there before consuming the commodity. Yes, definitely. Utility, that means what? Utility, that means the satisfaction derived from the particular commodity. If I am having this marker, or the level of satisfaction which is derived right now from this marker is means out of that I cannot just express in words that how much satisfaction I am getting from this marker. So this is called as in the utility. The level of satisfaction which I am getting is called as an utility. Now we will think that before consuming this marker, now I am not having this marker yet present in my hand. I have not consumed it yet. I am just having desire that I will consume that marker, I will purchase that marker, I will buy that marker. At that time, whatever utility I am having is not considered as a utility. Definitely, because purchasing marker before also utility exists, and after purchasing marker, when I will use it, then also utility exists. But the level of satisfaction only derived after consuming. The level of satisfaction only derived after using that particular product. And that's why I can say that the utility, that means the satisfaction level derived from that particular amount of commodity or quantity of that particular product. Okay, a utility always exists before consumption also, but it can never be calculated that this much utility I am having. Now you will be just thinking that how to calculate the level of utility, how to calculate the level of satisfaction. Yes, definitely it is very difficult. If it is in the form of money that I have to calculate the 1 rupees coin or 5 rupees coin or 10 rupees coin, then it will be quite simple. But if we will just think that the calculation of utility, then there is no particular level is available to calculate the amount of utility. And that's why in economics they have invented different forms for the calculation of utility. That also we will see. Okay, after a few minutes we will see about the calculation of utility also, and how to calculate the value of utility. Now here the next question is this, that how to measure the utility. Yes, definitely this is the biggest question. So for this there are two schools of thought. For knowing the calculation of utility, there are two schools of thought. So the first is neoclassical economist. The first is neoclassical economist. Okay, and the first one is given by the neoclassical economist as the cardinal utility approach. This one is called as the cardinal utility approach. And second one is given by the modern economist. And this one is called as in the ordinal utility approach. There are two schools of thought. First is the cardinal utility approach and second is the ordinal utility approach. Cardinal, that means we can say that numerical utility approach. Cardinal, that means the values which can be calculated in numerical form, that can be considered in the form of cardinal utility approach. We will discuss this one in detail. So now we will see about the cardinal utility approach. That what do we mean by the cardinal utility approach? Let's see. So I write just the simple word for cardinal as a numerical. Now it does not mean that in exam if it will be asked and you will write numerical utility approach, it cannot be expected or not to be accepted. You have to write cardinal utility approach only. Cardinal utility approach. See, here it is given that the concept of cardinal utility approach is given by Marshall, and that's why it is called as an Marshall utility approach also. In some other ways, we can call this as a marginal utility approach also. Marginal utility approach and Marshall utility approach, both will be termed as in same only. So, cardinal utility approach can be known with the name of Marshall utility approach, Marshall utility analysis, or marginal utility analysis or marginal utility approach. According to Marshall, utility can be measured in utils. Yes, Marshall has introduced the unit for measuring the utility, and he told that utility can be measured in utils. In the same way how we are measuring the liquid in liters or other things in kg or grams or in any other measurement, the same way utils is a measure which is derived for calculating the value of utility. And that's why here we can say that the concept of utils, the measure of util for the calculation of utility, is introduced by our economist Marshall, Professor Marshall. And so that this one utils is known as one of the unit for measuring the value of utility. Now friends, you will just think that what do we mean by utils? Now before discussing about utils, we will just see a few points related with utils, where utils is a scale like 1, 2, 3, etc. Yes, from the starting onward we were discussing that cardinal, that means numerical utility approach. Cardinal analysis is that kind of analysis, it is that kind of approach in which we will calculate utility in numbers, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. any value. Okay, it can be negative or it can be positive, that will be discussed afterwards with an example. So now here it is very clear that whenever you are calculating the satisfaction level of any of the consumer, and whenever you are using the approach of cardinal, then definitely you have to use the measure as in utils only, and utils is a measure where you will be eligible to calculate the level of satisfaction in the numerical form, that is 1 util, 2 util, 3 util. It depends upon the different product, different goods and services, or it differs from person to person, it differs from place to place, it differs from time to time. Yes, definitely. For example, I just considered a product of ice cream only, scoop of ice cream only. Now if in winter season, if I'll get this scoop of ice cream, okay, the full big scoop of ice cream, then what is my satisfaction level from that? It is not that much satisfied as much I'll get in summer season. If I'll get the same thing in summer season regularly on regular basis, then I can say that the satisfaction level is more in summer season from the scoop of ice cream as compared to that of the winter season. So here it is very clear that utils is a measure for the calculation of utility under the cardinal utility approach, which is introduced by the Marshall, and utils, that is the level of satisfaction, can be calculated in the form of 1 util, 2 util, 3 util. The example which I have given about the scoop of ice cream in summer season or winter season can be calculated or can be measured in utils also. For example, in summer season I derived 20 out of 20 utils of satisfaction from that particular scoop of ice cream, or in winter season I derived 10 utils of satisfaction from that particular scoop of ice cream. So this can be say that here in summer season my utils, my satisfaction level is more as compared to that of the winter season, and that's why here it is very clear that how to utilize the util. Okay, now we will see about utility. Utility refers to the satisfaction actual or expected derived from the consumption of a commodity. Yes, definitely this we have already discussed, but then also again I have written over here to clear it more, to clear your concept more properly. Okay, now we will see about the utility. Say utility refers to the satisfaction actual or expected derived from the consumption of commodity. This we have already discussed. Then also I have written it again over here, that if you will be asked in your exam about the definition or meaning, so you can write the statement that utility, that means what? So it refers to the satisfaction. It will be actual, or it can be say that it will be expected, actual or expected, derived from the consumption of particular commodity, any good, any services. Okay, so here it is very clear. Now we will know that now we will just discuss that. Okay friends, now we will discuss that how to measure the utility. That means we have seen that here we can calculate the utility in utils, in cardinal utility approach, but now we will discuss it in more detail, that how to calculate it with an example. So here I'll explain you that how to measure the utility. So there are two forms for the calculation of utility, for the measurement of utility. First one is in utils, or second one is in money form or in price form. First one is in utils, or second one is in money form, or otherwise in price form. Now I'll give you one example for having more understanding. Now I'll give you one example to clarify about the utils and to clarify about the money or price level. Just take an example that you are having two products, A and B. Okay, we are having two products, A and B, and by utilizing A, I am getting the satisfaction level of 10 out of 20, and by utilizing B, I am getting the satisfaction level of 20 utils out of 20. These are utils only, and these are also utils only. Okay, 10 utils out of 20 and 20 utils out of 20. So here the calculation is very simple, that I am getting the amount of 10 utils out of 20 for product A. It means I am getting less satisfaction from product A, and for by utilizing product B, I am getting 20 utils out of 20. That means I am getting more satisfaction level from that of utilizing product B. So it can be very clear, it is very clear over here that the utility derived from product B is more as compared to the utility derived from product A on the basis of this utils calculation, or on the basis of the measurement of this utils. Now friends, there is one limitation also, that this utils varies person to person, time to time, place to place. As I have explained you one example earlier, that by getting one scoop of ice cream in summer or winter, I can say that from time to time, okay, it varies different. Earlier I was having in winter season I was having less utility, and in summer season I am having more utility. So it derives from it different from time to time, place to place, person to person. So this concept is not that much acceptable for the calculation of utility as much as the concept of money and price is acceptable. One of the limitation behind the calculation of utility in utils is that it cannot be taken as a standard unit for the measurement because it is different from person to person, time to time and place to place. And one of the advantage behind calculating the value of utility in money or price is that it allows easy comparison between utility and price paid. Yes, one of the best advantages, allows easy comparison between utility and price paid. Now for example, I will calculate utility here in the form of money or in the form of price, and I will just suppose to have the same example. I will take the same example over here also, and I will take that here 1 utils is equals to 1 rupees. That means here I am calculating the utility in money form. 1 utils is equals to 1 rupees. Now here I can say that from A I am getting 10 rupees of satisfaction out of 20 rupees, and from product B I am getting 20 rupees of satisfaction out of whatever I have paid 20 rupees. So here it will be more clear as 1 utils is equals to 1 rupees only. So here it will be very clear that we are calculating the value of utility in money form. So whatever money form we are paying and how much satisfaction level we are getting from there, it can be easily calculated over here for different products, for different places, for different times and for different persons also. Okay, so this one is more acceptable as compared to this one. So here we have seen about the measurement of utility also, the advantages and disadvantages of utils and money or price also. So this concept is more clear, I think so, as compared to earlier.